What's up, Dunkers and Dunkettes? This is Wayne Duncan, No Vision Duncan, and we're here with Madden 23, Tennessee Titans Realistic Rebuild. This is as real as it gets when it comes to realistic. I ain't gonna say it no more, but y'all know this is as real as it gets when it comes to realistic. If y'all watched the Minnesota Vikings Realistic Rebuild, our very first Realistic Rebuild, here in the Madden 23, we didn't get off to the right start, all right? We had no winning seasons, no playoff appearances, and to me, compared to the Madden 22 Buffalo Bills realistic rebuild, that probably was, I would say, the second worst realistic rebuild we've ever been a part of. Like I said, it was very disappointing, especially with me being a Minnesota Vikings fan, them being my second favorite team, them doing really good in real life, 7-1 as I record this at the top of the NFC North. It was disappointing. But now we're here with the Tennessee Titans in the AFC South Division. When you look at the AFC South Division, too, this is a division that we should make the playoffs multiple years in this 5-year realistic rebuild. We should be able to dominate. When you look at the Colts, who today, as I record this, just fired Frank Wright. They were actually my dark horse team in the AFC to make it to like an AFC championship game or the Super Bowl, even when they signed or traded for Matt Ryan. Bench Matt Ryan, they're going with Sam Ellinger. Frank Wright just got fired. I think I saw Jeff Saturday, who I love on Sports Center, Colts legend at center, won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. He's going to be the interim head coach, probably going to get the permanent job, but it looks like the Colts are going to be rebuilding. Got the Texans, who I think is the worst team on paper, worst roster on paper. You got the Jaguars, who they're improved this year with Trevor Lawrence. And I know here in Madden in the simulation, Madden loves Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. So it'll probably be between the Jaguars and us on top of this division. But with all that being said, let's waste no more time and let's meet the roster, the team, the squad before the preseason starts. Looking at the quarterback position, we do have Ryan Tannehill, who will be starting this season. But y'all know when y'all watch the draft, they took Malik Willis in the third round. I was hoping actually my Seahawks to draft him. We had a couple of chances to do that, but we did not take a quarterback. But Malik Willis does go to the Titans in the third round, and he's going to be their quarterback of the future. I'm really surprised that he does not have the quarterback of the future starter player tag. He doesn't have a player tag, doesn't have a star dev or anything, normal dev, but we should be able to develop him behind Ryan Tannehill, and I'm actually not surprised that Tannehill doesn't have the mentor tag, because originally when they drafted Malik Willis, he was not happy about it. He didn't want to teach him up, so maybe that's why he does not have the mentor tag. But Malik Willis will be our quarterback of the future. Looking at the running back position, Derrick Henry, arguably the best running back in the league still, if he stays healthy this season. Got hurt towards the end of last season. I'm going to keep Derrick Henry for this whole rebuild. I know he's 28 years old, but he's a beast. All right, King Henry is a beast. We got Dontre Hiller as a backup, but I'm looking at Hassan Haskins, 6'2", 27, rookie out of Michigan. I think that was a great pick. I think they took him in the fourth round. Fourth round. So we have two power backs. We have Hassan Haskins and Derrick Henry. Maybe Hassan Haskins, if we do move on from Derrick Henry in this rebuild, I don't see that happening, but maybe Hassan Haskins could eventually become our new Derrick Henry. But right now we got King Henry and we got baby King Henry. We also have Trenton Cannon there as our running back. Fullback, we have Torrey Carter, second-year player out of LSU. Wide receiver, they did trade away A.J. Brown to the Eagles, and they got Robert Woods in the trade, who I think had an ACL, MCL injury last season with the Rams. But Robert Woods, he's solid wide receiver. He's like a wide receiver too, to me, but he is going to be our wide receiver one, at least for this season, until we develop Treylon Burks as our wide receiver one. This was their first round pick. He is the A.J. Brown replacement. And I'm actually surprised that Treylon Burks doesn't have at least star dev. He does have normal dev, but I think he's going to be our wide receiver of the future, wide receiver one in the future. Kyle Phillips, who they got in the fifth round out of UCLA, he could potentially be our wide receiver 3 in the slot. We also got guys like Chris Conley. We got Nick Westbrook-Akeem. So we got some guys there that can all battle for the wide receiver 3 spot, but especially with that player tag of future starter, I think Kyle Phillips will be our wide receiver 3. Tight end got Austin Hooper, who they brought over from the Cleveland Browns, also a former Falcon. Just solid depth tight end. Got Jeff Swam, Got Okonkwo, who they took out of Maryland. Left tackle, you got Taylor Lewan, who's just he's okay. He is 31 years old. I think he's on a 2-year deal, 1-year deal left. But I think looking at the offensive line, we definitely got to get younger. Looking at, we also have Dennis Daly as the backup tackle. Left guard got Aaron Brewer, Jamarco Jones, former Seahawk, and Jordan Roos. That's not going to cut it. So we're going to have to rebuild the interior of the offensive line. Got Ben Jones, who's kind of like Taylor Lewan, just old but solid. Nice Band-Aid there, but not in our future long-term plans. Right guard, we have Nate Davis, who probably has the most potential on this offensive line, only 25 years of age, 78 overall, and he does have that shiny silver star dev trait. Dylan Redunz, I forgot about Dylan Redunz from last season. So we could actually play Dylan Redunz on the left side at left guard, have Ben Jones at center, Taylor Lewan at left tackle, and then Nate Davis at right guard. So it actually doesn't look all that bad. The left guard position, I forgot Dylan Redunz. They drafted him last season. Then at right tackle, you have Nicholas Petit-Frere, who they took, I think, in the 3rd round out of Ohio State. Doesn't have a dev trait. So it looks like they're doing the Titans dirty here. None of their rookies have any dev traits. So still got to try to develop them, though, with that normal dev. Hopefully some of them actually get some dev traits in season or after the seasons. If we win Rookie of the Year awards, have great seasons, we can still develop them. Left end, you got Danico Autry. Nice Band-Aid there. You got Deshaun Hand as the backup. Right end, got Jeff Simmons, who is a familiar name that you see in free agency a lot. So I don't know what their cap space situation is looking like, but we're going to try to retain Jeffrey Simmons and build around him on the defense. He is the franchise player on the defensive side. Defensive tackle, you got, or nose tackle, because we are on a 3-4. We have Tahir Tart, solid, 25 years old, but once again, boring, brown, dev trait. But we're going to try to develop him. Left edge rusher, Mario Edwards. We have Rashad Weaver, who's probably going to have to start. He has more potential than Mario Edwards. Zach Cunningham at middle linebacker, David Long at middle linebacker. You got Dylan Cole, Monty Rice, 2nd-year player out of Georgia. Chance Campbell out of Ole Miss, who they drafted. Maybe we take a chance on Chance Campbell. No pun intended. Right outside linebacker or right edge rusher, you got Harold Landry, who went down with injury, I think, last season. He's back. We got Bud Dupree, former Steeler. It's kind of bad contract. I think this is a bad contract. 29 years of age, going to be 30 years old, so only 73 overall. Does have that star dev trait, but I don't know why they have them both listed as the right, because we're going to have Bud Dupree or Harold Landry. One of them is going to play the left side, and the other one will play the right side. Also have a Dennehy there. Our cornerback, though, it looks like we have all of our cornerbacks for this whole rebuild. You have Christian Fulton, who they took a couple of years ago. You got Caleb Farley, who they took last year. Roger McCreary, who they took in the 2nd round this past draft. Also normal dev traits. So there it is. They're screwing the Titans on dev traits. None of their rookies have any star dev traits. All boring, brown, normal. Elijah Molden, who they took last year, also along with Caleb Farley. So we're 4 deep at cornerback. We also have Terrence Mitchell, the veteran there, Chris Jackson. So we're straight. We're set when it comes to the cornerback position. Don't have to rebuild that unless we don't bring some of these guys back like a Christian Fulton, maybe let him walk in free agency and then develop Elijah Molden. I don't know yet. Kevin Byard at free safety, Andrew Adams as the backup, and then strong safety, Amani Hooker, who I think is an underrated strong safety in the league, does have that star dev trait, 24 years of age, could work on a contract extension with him. I think, no, he already got extended, right? We'll look at contracts after we go over the roster. We have Lonnie Johnson Jr. as a backup, A.J. Moore Jr. as a backup, Randy Bullock is just an okay kicker, and then at punter they have undrafted rookie Ryan Stonehouse, and that is the team going into year 1. I am going to take a look at these contracts because I know Tannehill, once we get off his contract, we'll have a lot more cap space to work with, especially dealing with Malik Willis' rookie quarterback contract. And the highest paid player on the team is Ryan Tannehill. He has 2 years left on his deal. He is going to start this season. So next season, he'll have 1 year left on his contract. We could decide to either keep him for that season, release him, or trade him. Probably going to trade him next season and go with Malik Willis. Maybe we even get Malik Willis involved this season if Tannehill is playing bad. Taylor Lewan, 2nd highest paid player on the team. He's going to have 1 year left on his deal. But when you look at their roster, though, most of these guys are locked they're locked down for multiple years. You got Harold Landry, 5-year deal. Bud Dupree, 4-year deal. Robert Woods, 4-year deal. Derrick Henry, only 2-year deal, but we're going to bring him back. Kevin Byard, 3-year deal. Zach Cunningham, even 3-year deal. Amani Hooker, I was right, did get extended, 4-year deal. Jeff Simmons on a 2-year deal. So maybe that's why I see Jeff Simmons and Derrick Henry, King Henry. They're always in free agency sometimes, and they got all these other guys locked down, but their best players seem to have only 2 years left on their deal. Even Tannehill, even Taylor Lewan, Treylon Burks, rookie contract, Caleb Farley, rookie contract, Ben Jones, 2-year deal, McCreary, rookie contract, Petit Friere, Dylan Redunz, all rookie contracts. So a lot of these guys locked in. And who are the guys with 1-year deals? I do see Austin Hooper there, so he's going to be on a deal where if he plays well, we bring him back. But most of the team is locked down. Now that we've gone over that, let's waste no more time. Let's simulate the preseason. I did bench a couple of guys, especially the injury-prone dudes like a Harold Landry, Bud Dupree. We don't want Derrick Henry getting injured, so we did bench those players, and we lose 35-0. First preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. Simulate week 2, we lose 31-13 to the Bucks, and now we have the Cardinals. Simulate, see if we can get our first win of the preseason. And we don't. So we do go 0-3. You know, that's backwards good luck for us. And we're going to take a look at the stats, see who balled out in the preseason. As Malik Willis, Tannehill, they practically mirrored each other. 1 touchdown, 1 interception each. Only 1 sack on Malik Willis and 3 on Tannehill. But Tannehill will be the starter. Malik Willis is not quite ready yet. Hassan Haskins over 100 yards or exactly at 100 yards. In the preseason, Dontre Hilliard wasn't that bad. King Henry did not play. Treylon Burks was great. Jeff Schwam was great. He had 2 touchdowns. And a touchdown for Hassan Haskins had a good preseason. Nicholas Petit Friere gave up 2, but I'm not worried about it. He's going to start anyway. And Elijah Molden led the team in tackles. Sacks, Tahir Tart. I think he's going to have a breakout season. David Long, Rashad Weaver getting involved. He's going to be in the rotation, even though we have Bud Dupree and Harold Landry. And then no picks from the defense. 1 missed field goal. 1 missed extra pointer inside the 23 times. Longest was a 69 for Ryan Stonehouse. Now we have to cut 12 players. You know, this is always the hardest part, especially when it comes to year 1. So I kind of want to keep everybody on the team, even if they're only a part of the practice squad, just because this is the roster from real life. So looking at receivers, we do have a lot. Chris Conley, Westbrook, Hollister. We could put, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could put Racey McMath on the practice squad. I'll be cool with that. Tight end, we have a bunch. We could put Kevin Rader on the practice squad. And we're going to keep Morgan Cox, the long snapper, because he does have that mentor tag. Even though Austin Hooper, Jeff Swam, they're 27, 28 years old. But you can mentor Okonkwo. Maybe Okonkwo could develop as our future starting tight end. Who knows? Offensive line, we should be straight. I mean, Jordan Roos could get released, and I think we are going to release him, just not going to get any playing time. Defensive end, release Kevin Strong maybe. We do only have 2 defensive tackles, so I am going to keep them because, you know, if Naquan Jones or Tahir Tart, one of them guys get injured, they're going to try to, you know, do what they want to do. Madden's going to do what it wants to do and just sign a bunch of random players that I don't want. We will cut Joseph Jones, though. Okay, let's do this. So Sam, he will go on the practice squad. We'll cut Joseph Jones. Corner, Josh Thompson, the rookie out of Texas. We'll move him to the practice squad, and we'll also move Trey Avery on the PS. And then since we have a bunch of safeties, so I think Kalu will get released. And we should be good. Should be good. We might have to cut a couple more players. It is 4 more players, so we're going to have to go through this again. Let's look at maybe Hollister. I think we can cut Cody Hollister. Just don't need him. I think we have good depth at wide receiver. He's on a trading block anyway. Okonkwo. I want to keep him. He's fast for a tight end. I think Chance Campbell will put on the practice squad. Do we put Rashad Weaver on the practice? I think he can make the team. Chris Jackson. I mean, if we put him on the practice squad, there may be a chance that he gets signed. AJ Moore being a trade target, we'll just release him. And then I should be good. I should be straight. It is one more player, so we'll just find somebody to probably put on the practice squad. We'll only release like 3 or 4 guys, and we wouldn't get playing time. Anyway, I feel like it should be one of these tight ends. I really do. You know what? We're going to take a chance. We're going to cut Kevin Strong, another trade target piece, and hopefully Tahir Tart or Naquan Jones, those dudes get injured so the game won't sign any defensive tackles for us. So we're going to upgrade the team, reorder the depth chart, and get on to year one, where I think we should be able to win the division. We should be able to make the playoffs. So get a Monty Hooker here. Not a scheme fit. We'll just auto upgrade. And really, I like the way they have it set up here. You got Petit Frere, Redunds, Ben Jones. Offensive line looks good. Treylon Burks. They have Phillips starting. Conley. I like it. Looking at defense, they have it set up perfectly. So really, I just have to go in and fix the specialist position. And we'll do that right now. See, they have Chris Conley. Yep, that's good. So let's just go in and fix the specialist position. Maybe special teams too. You can have Elijah Molden be a punt return guy, along with Chris Conley, Phillips. Kickoff start. We can go with Stonehouse. He has a bigger leg, better accuracy. And third down back will be Derrick Henry, followed by Hassan Haskins, Hilliard, and then power back Henry, Haskins, Hilliard. Slot receiver, they have Robert Woods, but I think we're going to rock with Treylon Burks in that role. And Phillips. And we don't even need Robert Woods in the slot here. We can put Westbrook right there and then Rush left in. So this is where they have it messed up. It should not be Jeff Simmons. This will be Harold Landry and Edwards. And then on the right, it should be Bud Dupree. Rashad Weaver. And then nose tackle should be Jeff Simmons. And then we'll go at Tahir Tart and then Danico Autry, sub linebacker Cunningham, David Long. And we're going to go with maybe Dylan Cole. They have Andrew Adams. But we'll go with we'll go with Dylan Cole, and then slot cornerback they have Roger McCreary, Mitchell, and we'll go Elijah Molden. So that is the team. Let's get to the regular season where we kick off the season against the Buffalo Billies. It's gonna be a tough game. Just watched the Titans too as I record this on Sunday night against the Chiefs, where it looked like they almost won game one to overtime. And the Chiefs came out the winner. But I think year one, we should make the playoffs, but just to make sure we keep Mike Vrabel's job. Y'all saw what happened to Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings rebuild. Y'all saw what happened to me and even my son, Prince Duncan. So we're going to go 7 wins, but I'm going to say about, the 7 to 10 win range, 10 wins, division, leaders, and playoff appearance. And we're going to choose a draft class, auto-generate. And we'll see what is the strength of the class. So I do see the top three prospects as of right now are all offensive linemen. That's really good because we do need to retool the offensive line a little bit. You have a quarterback there, Xavier Snow out of Michigan, but we have Malik Willis. We do need a couple of D linemen, and we do need a couple of one edge rusher. I think we need a couple of linemen. But we're set at cornerback, so I'm not going to look at Gio Branson or Patrick Harris, and we should be good. Next, let's hire and assign scouts. I hate how you can't look at the scouts in the preseason until the regular season starts. I know in Madden 22 you can look at it off rip. So let's look at our scouts. So we do have offensive tackle, outside linebacker expertise. We have defensive tackle, middle linebacker, wide receiver. We have cornerback. We have offensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, running back, defensive end. So it looks like we already have the scouts in position for the positions of need. So we should be good. Let's simulate week 1. It is the Giants, so we play the Bills week 2. No vision. They call me No Vision Duncan for a reason. Let's simulate. A practice squad player got signed. Julius Chestnut. I don't think he was a player on the Titans roster, so he's just a practice squad player that the game picked up for me. Congrats to the Cowboys. But let's simulate against the Giants. See if we can beat them in the season opener at home. And we lose 28-21. Lose by a touchdown. And we did what we did. We ran the ball, passed the ball well, but 3 turnovers. I'm guessing that came from Tannehill throwing 3 interceptions, and it did. Daniel Jones throwing dimes, 4 touchdowns, no picks, only 1 sack. Only 1 sack from the defense, not getting pressure, but $130 for King Henry. Dontrell Hilliard had a touchdown. Son Haskins only had 1 carry. Wandale Robinson, 9 catches, 124 for 3 TDs. Treylon Burks did have his first career touchdown on 4 catches, 43 yards. Kyle Phillips, 3 catches, 29 yards. Touchdown for Jeff Swan, who had a great preseason. Petit Friere, the rookie, giving up 2 sacks. And Danico Autry did have our only sack. No picks from the defense, no field goals made, and 1 punt inside the 20. And we come out with an L, though, week 1 against the G-Men, who are doing really great in real life. Let's simulate against the Bills now. They won their first game of the season. Could be the 2 top teams in the AFC in this year 1. And we do lose 35-24, so we start slow, 0-2. Lose on Monday night, and we did what we were supposed to do. We ran the ball, passed the ball, no turnovers this game. We were actually up 17-7 at the half, scored no points in the third quarter, and then the Bills just rallied back 4 touchdowns again against us. Just quarterback. Ever since the last rebuild, quarterbacks have just been tearing my secondary up. 4 touchdowns for Josh Allen. We did give up 4 sacks from the offensive line, but we do have a young secondary, so that could be a reason why we're giving up so many damn touchdowns. Tannehill ran for 32 yards in the touchdown. As you see there, Naheem Hines is a part of the Bills roster now after the trade deadline. Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs both have 90 yards, but look at Treylon Burks, 77, no touchdowns though. And a touchdown for Austin Hooper. Petit Friere, that's 5 sacks in 2 games. Von Miller just straight up bullied him, but Jeff Simmons did his thing, 2 sacks from him. And no picks from our secondary. Randy Bullock made his field goal, but we are 0-2 to start the season. Didn't even check out the rest of the division, see how the Texans, Jaguars, and Colts are doing. And, of course, the Colts are 2-0. But look at the Texans. They're 0-2. Jaguars won their game. First mock draft is available. We might be in the top 5, and we're not. Top 10, maybe. We are number 8. They have us taking the defensive end, left end, Zach Wiley out of USC. He is projected to be a top 5 talent. And we might take him. He looks more so like an edge rusher. Could be our Bud Dupree replacement, but we do have Bud Dupree on a 4-year deal. Horrible contract. On regional focus scouting, we are going to delegate it. And let's see if we can get our first win against the Raiders. Another team that's struggling in real life. Seems like the teams that are supposed to be good this year are struggling, and then like the teams that are supposed to be bad are doing good. And we lose 33-14. We may make a quarterback switch early in this rebuild. We ran the ball well, did not pass the ball well. We turned the ball over. They went for it on fourth down 3 times. Look at this. Quarterback's tearing us up. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions from Derek Carr. We gave up 4 sacks, but we finally got some pressure. 4 sacks on Derek Carr. Derrick Henry kind of got shut down. Hilliard is getting more carries for some reason than Hassan Haskins. I swear if they switch my depth chart. Treylon Burks, touchdown. 2 sacks for Bud Dupree, was just talking about him, getting his replacement. And then Harold Landry, a sack and a half. David Long with half a sack. No field goals made. And you know what? I think I know why Dontrell Hilliard is getting more carries than Hassan Haskins, because when I adjusted the lineup, I did not change anything besides the specialist, and they probably have Hilliard, who's a 69, same thing as Haskins. That is why. So I apologize to Hassan Haskins. He is now the backup running back. And we have our first division game against the division leaders, 2-1 Indianapolis Colts. See if we can get our first dub against them, and we lose 28-21. We start the season 0-4. 23 first downs. We turned the ball over once. We were up 14-7 at the half. Up 21-14 going to the fourth quarter. We scored no points in the fourth quarter. They scored 2 touchdowns. Matt Ryan outplaying Ryan Tannehill. We did not give up any sacks. So shout out to the offensive line. Derrick Henry, 94 and 2 touchdowns. There goes Hassan Haskins getting the carries that he's supposed to be getting. Robert Woods, 89 yards. Touchdown for Treylon Burks. And Mario Edwards had a sack. Christian Fulton, half a sack. Harold Landry, half a sack. No picks, but a pick for Stephon Gilmore. And we are 0-4. No wins after 4 weeks. When do we pull the plug on Ryan Tannehill? We do have a breakout DB. I hope it is Christian Fulton, maybe. It is Caleb Farley, who already has star dev. So Caleb Farley have a chance to go up to superstar dev to solidify himself as our CB1. See if we can do that against the 1-3 Washington Commanders. And I'm just not having any good luck. I don't know if it's because we're offline. I don't think that has a big difference. But 24-25, we lose to the Commanders. And we are at the bye week now where we have a tough decision to make. And I think I am going to make a change at quarterback, at least for a couple of games. We didn't turn the ball over. And once again, so we're getting up at the half. So it seems like we're a great first half team. And then once we get to like the fourth quarter, we can't score any points. The other team scores points, and that's why we lose. Carson Wentz, 3 touchdowns, making him look good. We're making every quarterback that we play against look great against us. Hassan Haskins, Derrick Henry, they're great. The running game is doing good. I think it is the quarterbacks, the receivers. Kyle Phillips gets his first career touchdown for us. And Nate Davis gives up a sack. Bud Dupree with the sack. No interceptions. We're not getting any turnovers from the secondary. And we are at the bye week where I'm going to look at our opponent after the bye week to see who it is. It is the Texans. No, it is the Colts. My bad. Told you no vision. But I think that's a good team to start Malik Willis off against. And Caleb Farley did not hit the depth trait. So we are going to make a quarterback change to Malik Willis. And maybe we go at Treylon Burks as wide receiver 1. And any other changes that we need to make, I don't think so. So Treylon Burks and Malik Willis are our 2 new starters. Even though Treylon Burks was starting as wide receiver 2, that's still a starter. And we're going to look at the contracts that we have. So I think Austin Hooper, Nate Davis, did not know his contract was up. We are going to re-sign him. But Austin Hooper, his will be dependent on what he does seasonal-wise. And he doesn't have any interest anyway. And then we got a couple of backups like Chris Conley, Deshaun Hand. Not really worried about those, but I am worried about this man, Nate Davis. He seems to be the only guy. And maybe Tahir Tart, too. So he'll be more so like an Austin Hooper. It's seasonal. See what you do at the end of the season. See what the stats looking like. And then we'll make you an offer. Probably not going to overpay for him, though. But Nate Davis has interest. He wants a 4-year deal. And I'll up this a little bit. And we don't have that much cap space. So it looks like we might lose Tahir Tart. We might lose Austin Hooper anyway, but we got Nate Davis back. Now that we have our new starters, and we are going to upgrade the players because this is the bye week. Let's do Treylon Burks. He's already a scheme fit. And look at his rating. So we'll just auto-upgrade that. Nate Davis, who we just re-signed. So we'll just auto-upgrade that for everybody and get on to next week, week 7, where we take on the Colts. I think they already beat us. They do lead the division 4-1. So that's what the Colts were supposed to be doing in real life. 5-1. Got the Jaguars 3-3. Texans only 1-4. Man, so maybe I should not start Malik Willis against the Colts, who are 5-1. But I think it's time. I mean, it's the bye week, so we'll do it. We're at home. So let's see how he fares against the Indianapolis Colts. And we almost beat them, 17-13, not bad. Good defensive game, but offense probably couldn't score a lot of points. Let's see what happened, though. We ran the ball well. Passing yards were great. We're okay. We shut the passing game down, so shout out to the secondary, but Jonathan Taylor ran all over us. And we did turn the ball over twice, and that probably was the difference. Now, we were down at the half, and we could not score. It seems like the fourth quarter is our worst enemy right now. Malik Willis, not great. No touchdowns, 2 picks, 2 sacks, only 50% completion percentage. Now, Derrick Henry was Derrick Henry, and Josh Reynolds had 2 touchdowns against our secondary, even though we did not give up a lot of yards. Taylor Lewan gave up 2 sacks. A sack for David Long, a sack for Tahir Tart, who's looking to be a free agent at the end of the season. Jeff Simmons with the sack. No picks from our secondary, because when do we ever get any interceptions, and when do we ever get any wins? 0-6, season's practically over. We still could come back, come in like second place. Looks like the Colts are running away with it, and it looks like we are projected to be the number 1 overall pick. Now, I'm trying to keep Mike Vrabel's job, so we have to get at least 6-7 wins. But they have us taking this left tackle, who I would not mind taking, Taylor Lewan, on a 2-year deal. Probably cut him, trade him, or something next year. So we could take an offensive lineman, somebody to protect Malik Willis for the future. I would be fine with that. But we also could take these other guys. There's another top 5 tackle. There's an edge rusher, another edge rusher, and another edge rusher, and another edge rusher, and another one. Not going to take quarterback, though. This is going to be the Malik Willis show. We already made the change at quarterback. Our season is done. And let's see if we can develop him. See if we can get our first win, get our first dub against the Texans, who are just as bad as us. And now, if they do beat us, we are the worst team in this division, and we are the worst team in the AFC South now. Lose by a touchdown, though. So not bad. Passing yards weren't great. And only turned the ball over once. They were up 17-7 at the half. We tried to come back, only lost by 7 points. And we did get pressure on Davis Mills, 4 sacks. And Malik Willis throws his first career touchdown, did throw another pick, only gave up 2 sacks. Completion percentage went up 10%. 1-1-1-1 for Derrick Henry. 3 touchdowns for Damian Pierce, though. And Treylon Burks was just okay. Jeff Swam had a touchdown. He seems to be outplaying Austin Hooper. Bud Dupree, David Long, Harold Landry, Jeff Simmons, all with sacks. And we get our first interception from our secondary. It is the rookie Roger McCreary. Randy Bullock did miss a field goal. Wouldn't have had a big difference in the game. We had 1 punt inside the 20. And we are 0-7. We are 0-7 with a team that is supposed to be a playoff team, a team that should be able to win this division. And we lose again to the Broncos. Man. Passing yards were great, no turnovers, and it is the Chiefs. They beat us in overtime. Always tough to beat them, the juggernauts, I call them. And we did give up 3 sacks, but Malik Willis has his best game so far of his career. 362, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry over 100 yards. 1-1-1 for Treylon Burks, and 104 for Kyle Phillips. First 100-yard game from him. 71 yards for Robert Woods. Austin Hooper with the TD. Jeff Simmons, Bud Dupree, Harold Landry, Zach Cunningham, all with some sacks. And Bullock misses his field goal for a second straight game, still with a loss. Actually, could have won if he made that, because the game went to OT. So I put that one on Randy Bullock. We have a breakout D lineman. Now, if this is Tahir Tart, okay, it is Jeff Simmons. So trying to go up to X Factor. Probably will go up at X Factor anyway if he makes the Pro Bowl or has a great year with sack numbers, TFLs. So I would expect him to go up to X Factor anyway, even if he does not hit this dev trait scenario. And we get our first win of the season against Russ and the Broncos. So we're not going to go winless, at least. And we do beat them by a touchdown. And how do we do it? We ran the ball. Passed the ball, no turnovers. We shut them down on third down. They only had one third down conversion, one fourth down conversion. And Malik Willis wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. Did what he needed to do. Did not turn the ball over. And Derrick Henry, he loves that number. 1-1-1. And then 2 touchdowns for the rookie Hassan Haskins. Malik Willis also with the rushing touchdown. He just gives us more explosion than Tannehill. You got Robert Woods, 94 yards, leading the team in receiving yards. And Dennis Daly, Nate Davis getting up sacks. No sacks from our team. No picks from our team. Randy Bullock had a field goal block. So that's 3 straight games where we can't make a field goal. But our first game, getting our first dub of the season. And now it's all about saving Mike Vrabel's job. We are already 1-8. Jeff Simmons doesn't hit his dev trait. We do have an injury. And it is the guy that did not hit his dev trait, Jeff Simmons, with a dislocated ankle, out 4 weeks. So our season is definitely over after that injury. Let's just simulate against the Green Bay Packers. And we get blown out, 35-7. I think Jeff Simmons being out had a big part to do with that. In a Thursday night game, too. And we could not run the ball. They ran all over us with A.J. Dillon, I think, and Aaron Jones. Could not pass the ball either. 1 turnover. We weren't that great on third down. And Malik Willis got pressured. Sacked 5 times. And that's what they did. Aaron Jones ran all over us. A.J. Dillon did have a touchdown. They signed Tariq Cohen. He had a touchdown. Even A-Rod had 20 yards. Treylon Burks, 91, and a touchdown. Harold Landry with a sack, no field goals, no punts inside the 20, no kickoff or punt return touchdowns. But another big fat L to our record as we are bottom of the AFC South, 1-9. Would not have guessed this. She's not having any good luck right now in the simulation. 38-15, we get blown out again to the Bengals, looking to go back to the Super Bowl. And Malik Willis, maybe we would win more games if we had Tannehill, but ain't no turning back now. We started 0-6 with him, so might as well just start the younger guy. Build towards the future. Taylor Lewan, don't know if he's going to be a part of it. Harold Landry seems to be having a great season. Zach Cunningham, he's been kind of quiet. Randy Bullock will not be a part of this team next season. Inside the 20 once from our punter, Stonehouse. We're 1-10. 5-6 Eagles. Check out, see who else is injured, and it is Dylan Redunce, a young guard that we're trying to develop. So that's a big hit for our offensive line. We do have a weekly award winner, surprisingly, might be Treylon Burks. It is Zach Cunningham, 14 tackles, 1 pick, 1 forced fumble. Just said he was having a quiet season, now making noise, at least for Week 12. Week 13, though, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, only undefeated team left in real life as I record this. And 3rd straight blowout game since the injury to Jeffrey Simmons. That just shows you how big of a part he is for this team and for this defense. And 3 turnovers. Not great from Malik Willis. 80 yards, though, for Derrick Henry, but he kind of got shut down. Treylon Burks, over 100 yards receiving. Nicholas Petit-Frere, 3 sacks from Brandon Graham. Straight up bullied him. No picks. Randy Bullock making his field goal. He must have heard my comment about him not being the kicker of the future for us. And would this happen in real life? So I'm guessing Mike Vrabel will get fired in this simulation for year 1. But if the Titans weren't to make the playoffs in real life or make a playoff game, would Mike Vrabel be on the hot seat? Because he's been a great coach ever since getting hired from Tennessee. And I'm acting like we didn't just win our 2nd game of the season. But 21-14, we beat the Jaguars, division game. We ran all over them. We did not turn the ball over. Tannehill got in a little bit, threw a little 5-yard pass, but 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks from Malik Willis. Only 139 passing yards, but King Henry took care of the rest. 176 for a touchdown. Hassan Haskins about 40 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Austin Hooper, his biggest game of the season so far. And looking at the offensive line, no sacks were given up. Looking at the sacks, Harold Landry, Danico Autry, Roger McCreary, I think Roger McCreary, the second round pick corner, is the only player on our team that has interceptions. And if that's the case, we only have 2 turnovers when it comes to interceptions on the season, if I'm counting right. 10-3 Chargers. See if we can beat them, upset them. And we can't. 42-17. As we got shut. All right, so if you can do that, if you can hold the Titans to 36 rushing yards, you should beat them. If you can hold King Henry to that many rushing yards, you should be able to beat us. 1 touchdown, 2 picks from Malik Willis, 5 tutties from Mr. Herbert. And Hassan Haskins, 19 yards, was our leading rusher and a TD. I hope that King Henry did not get injured. That seems to be the case with only 2 carries. Mike Williams, $115, 2 touchdowns. Kyle Phillips, 92 yards receiving. And no sacks, no picks, 1 field goal, no inside the 20 punts. And we have about 2-3 games left where Mike Vrabel might be out of here. Yeah, 3 games left. If we can win these last 3 games, though, and get to 5 wins, maybe that will be enough to save his ass. But looks like he's out of here. We have the 3-11, I think, Texans. We do beat them 35-17, so we split the season series with them. I think we split the season series with the Jaguars. No, we are up on the Jaguars. We have a chance to sweep them, and I think we were swept by the Colts. We were. So we did okay in the division. We beat the Texans 35-27, outrushed them, still turned the ball over. That's what's going to happen. Malik Willis is going to throw picks this season. Hopefully he tones it down next season. 164-3 for Derrick Henry. Austin Hooper was okay. Kyle Phillips having 2 back-to-back great games. Could be our wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 2 of the future. And a sack for Bud Dupree. I think our edge rushers are having great sack numbers. Roger McCreary, 3 picks. He's going to break out the season. Christian Fulton with the pick. Finally, somebody else in there getting some picks. Shout out to not shout out, but great game from Cameron Johnson from them. Pinning us inside the 20 3 times. Either way, though, field position, we were able to get the win. We get our 3rd win of the season, so we're actually 3rd now. Now, if we can sweep the Jaguars and win these last 2 games against the Cowboys and the Jaguars, maybe we can finish 2nd in the division. Like, the Colts are running away with it. They're going to win the division. We're getting banged up towards the end of the year. We have another injury. It is David Long. I see Jeff Simmons is back. Maybe that has a part in why we won the last game. But let's see how we do against the Cowgirls, 9-6. And we lose to them by a field goal. Thursday night game, we shut their running game down. We just turned the ball over. We don't turn the ball over, maybe we win that game. Maybe if we're not down 23-3 at the half and not having to score 16 unanswered points in the 4th quarter, maybe we could have won out and snuck out of that game with the win. 2 touchdowns, though, rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns for Malik Willis. But look at Zeke, 3 touchdowns, even though we held him to 40 yards. Phillips is killing it now at the receiver position. And no sacks, no picks, 2 field goals, 55-yarder from Randy Bullock. And our last game, which could be Mike Vrabel's last game coaching for the Titans, as Dylan Cole, a couple of middle linebackers, him and David Long, go out with injury. Let's upgrade the team because we're not going to be able to upgrade them if he gets fired. Don't have any dev traits to reveal because all the rookies have normal dev. And let's try to get our 4th win of the season. Go out with a bang. Go out with a dub, at least. And I don't know if we did because, yes, Mike Vrabel was fired. Maybe I should turn coach firing off for like year 1 and then turn it back. I don't know. We'll just keep it on. It adds pressure for us to win. That's why I like to do it. And I like to take over as the coach sometimes. So we're taking over here early. And with us taking over, we don't really have to commit to Malik Willis. I mean, Mike Vrabel and them drafted him, right? So now that I'm coming in as the coach, I could draft my own quarterback. But I am going to try to build around Malik Willis and develop him as our franchise quarterback. And even though it would be nice to be John Madden, we're going to be ourselves. And that is no vision Duncan. And let's see, what are we going to wear? Titans, I guess that's fine. Keep the same playbook. And let's start. So we're going to be coming in and taking over for Mike Vrabel, who, even though he just got fired, is a great coach. Great coach in the league. I don't think this will happen in real life, especially with them being, I think, 5-3 right now at the time as I record this. But we finished 28 in points per game, 31st in passing. But when it came to the rush, we should be like top 5 every year. Defensive points per game, we were 30. Passing yards, 28. 14th, though, about middle of the league when it came to stopping the run. Looking at the top performers, you had Josh Allen, Brady, Dak Prescott. Derrick Henry led the league in rushing. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones right behind him. Cooper Kupp had 2,000 receiving yards, 21 touchdowns, and 129 receptions. That is crazy. Christian Kirk, Stephon Diggs, TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, Rashawn Gary, J.C. Jackson, Tariq Woolen, and Trayvon Diggs. Zach Cunningham led the league in tackles, but that's probably because our defense was on the field so much. Kaiser White and B-Wags. Looking at the stats, 28th in offensive yards. Malik Willis about 2,700 passing yards, only 11 passing touchdowns. Defensive yards were 25th, 1668 for Derrick Henry. And he had 301 carries. That was 4th in the league. 1,000 yards for the rookie Treylon Burks. 11 touchdowns, 14 picks. Tannehill at 5-5. Only 100. Where's the yards? Okay, 970. I was looking at the attempts, and I was like, he only threw for 143 passing yards. Like, we should have been benched his ass if he did that. But not a great rookie year for Malik Willis, but was not expected to come in as early as he did. Tannehill was going to play the whole season. But King Henry led the league in rushing yards. Average was great at 5.5. Touchdowns were great. No fumbles. Longest rush of the season was 93. 6 touchdowns for Hassan Haskins. Wish he would have got a little bit more carries at the first couple of games because we had Dontrell Hillier in as our running back too. And 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble from Malik Willis. Receiving 1,000 yards for Treylon Burks. Almost 1,000, about 930 for Robert Woods, but no touchdowns. Kyle Phillips had 5 touchdowns, 40 catches, 638 yards. Austin Hooper, don't know if that's enough to extend him. Don't know if we have the money to extend him anyway. And 2 touchdowns for Jeff Swam. Longest reception was Derrick Henry, 67 yards receiving. That's not great for Derrick Henry to be our longest receiving play of the season. Looking at the offensive line, Taylor Lewan and Petit Frere both gave up 13 sacks, but, I mean, it's the first year for Nicholas Petit Frere, so I'm not going to blame him that much. Nate Davis, that's kind of bad for the guard position. Ben Jones, though, had a great season, and so did Dylan Redunn. So the interior of our offensive line did their thing. Zach Cunningham led the team in tackles, but that is probably because they were just on the field so much. David Long had 6 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, 108 tackles. Not a bad season from him. Caleb Farley, secondary was kind of bad. Kevin Byard didn't do much. Christopher only had 2 picks, but Roger McCreary, the rookie, really stood out with those 5 TFLs and 3 interceptions. Monty Hooker really didn't do much. Bud Dupree had an okay season. So did Harold Landry. They both had good seasons. Tahir Tart didn't do much. Not enough for him to get extended. Jeff Simmons, was banged up. Danico Autry wasn't bad. Danico Autry was not bad. And TFLs, he had 16 for Jeff Simmons, 15 Tahir Tart. 10 for Bud Dupree. Sacks, Harold Landry led the team. Picks, Roger McCreary led the team. Forced fumbles, we had 2 for Zach Cunningham, 1 for Kevin Byard, 1 for Elijah Molden. We had 1 block for Adeniji. We had no safety, and we had no defensive touchdowns. We missed 1 extra pointer, and then 1 was blocked. And we had a field goal block. So he only missed 4, really only missed 3, so not a bad season for Randy Bullock. Inside the 27 times, long as 72 for Ryan Stonehouse. He did average 52.6, not bad. No special team touchdowns. Yearly awards, MVP is going to go to Joe Burrow. I don't think we're going to have anybody there. Coach of the Year, Zach Taylor. Not going to see Mike Vrabel there. Joe Mixon, Offensive Player of the Year. We did have King Henry at number 7. So how does Joe Mixon get it? But the leading rusher, Derrick Henry, coming in at number 7. Maybe the record is playing a role in that. Defensive player of the year goes to TJ Watt. Offensive rookie of the year goes to George Pickens, beating out my Treylon Burks. Y'all know how I feel about the Steelers, but George Pickens, beast. He is a beast. Maybe a reason why I will consider doing the Steelers. Y'all know I never do them. They're the only team I don't do, but may do them this year because of George Pickens. For all you Steeler fans out there. But Treylon Burks is the runner-up in the AFC. And then Kyle Phillips, our other receiver, rookie receiver, coming in at number 6. And then Malik Willis, rookie quarterback, coming in at number 9. And then Hassan Haskins, backup running back, coming in at number 10. Defensive rookie of the year there goes to Roger McCreary. Let's go. Should go up to at least star dev trait. And then best QB goes to Joe Burrow. Running back goes to Joe Mixon. Got Derrick Henry at number 4. Should be number 1. Receiver goes to Christian Kirk. O-line goes to Creed Humphrey. D-line goes to Myles Garrett. Linebacker goes to TJ Watt. DB will go to JC Jackson, with Roger McCreary already in the conversation, coming in at number 7. And then best kicker goes to Riley Patterson of the Broncos. And we do not have Randy Bullock on that list. But we did not make the playoffs. No, actually not. We finished better than the Texans, so 3rd. Even though we tied with the record. Are we the number 1 overall pick or number 2? We are number 3. So the Texans beat us for number 2. But we have a top 3 pick in the draft. No more Mike Vrabel. No playoffs. No AFC South title. But great rookie seasons from Roger McCreary and Treylon Burks. And we are at the Pro Bowl. I'm guessing King Henry will be the starter for the AFC, as he is. And receiver, maybe Treylon Burks. But no Treylon Burks there. Maybe Harold Landry or Bud Dupree. None of them. Maybe our rookie corner, Roger McCreary. Nope. And no special team guys. So literally only Derrick Henry representing the Titans for the Pro Bowl and the AFC. We have a Bengals, Packers, Super Bowl. Because the Packers are not looking great in real life. And let's upgrade the players. These are probably McCreary and Zach Cunningham. So let's do Zach Cunningham. Try to make him a scheme fit. So he keeps the star dev. And then Roger McCreary. Try to make him a scheme fit. I would say he should go up to star dev. And he does. Roger McCreary now has that shiny silver star dev trait. Got Christian Fulton. No, Christian Fulton is norm dev. Caleb Farley should have star dev still. So only need to work on Christian Fulton probably to get up to star dev. But let's see who all got new dev traits. So Treylon Burks does not go up, even though he was the runner-up and offensive rookie of the year for the AFC. But yeah, I don't see any other changes on the offense. On the defensive side, though, Jeff Simmons goes down from superstar to star because he was injured. We saw that Roger McCreary went up. And did Zach Cunningham go up? All right, so Kevin Byard went up to X Factor, or did he have that? Okay, he went up to X Factor for some reason. I don't think he had a great year, but if they let me keep him as an X Factor, I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Did Zach Cunningham go up? I feel like he was normal, right? Yeah, so Zach Cunningham goes up to star. Kevin Byard goes up to X Factor. And then Roger McCreary goes up to star. Jeff Simmons goes down to star. But looking at positions of need, I think we need Bud Dupree wasn't bad, but his age overall is going to regress a lot. He is on a bad contract. We could use one pass rusher, a linebacker, a couple of defensive linemen. We're going to lose Tahir Tart to free agency. Nico Autry is just a Band-Aid right now. We got our corners. And then on offense, going to need a tight end. Going to need to probably replace Ben Jones or Taylor Lewan. We have our quarterback. We have our running backs. Have at least 2 receivers, maybe 3 receivers. Got Robert Woods locked down on a long contract. So let's just simulate the Super Bowl, see who wins out of the Bengals and the Packers, and get on to the offseason and see how we can improve this team to get back to Titan football. We need to tighten the fuck up. Looking at the recap, as the Bengals win the Super Bowl. Chris Harris Jr., Super Bowl MVP, must have had like a pick six. Joe Burrow wins NFL MVP, so MVP and gets his ring and gets his revenge in the Super Bowl. Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year, so Bengals doing their thing. Cooper Kupp with those 2,000 receiving yards. TJ Watt, Jameson Williams, and my boy Tariq the Freak Woolen as your Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now to the re-sign period, where I don't think we're going to bring anybody back. We did what we needed to do, extending Nate Davis, highest potential on our offensive line. Mock draft 3 is out. Should have us at number 3. And they have us taking an edge rusher. He looks really good, but because we have Bud Dupree on that big contract, we may go with a D lineman, or what happened to those offensive linemen? There is one right here. His pass block is not great. Quarterback looks okay, but we're not going to take a quarterback. But this right tackle right here, he looks outstanding. Martin Ballantyne might be the pick. We'll have to wait and see, though. Looks like a great offensive line class. Looking at retirements, I don't think we're going to have anybody in there. Ben Jones. So, yeah, offensive line is the way to go. So we lose our starting center. Probably wasn't going to bring him back after next season anyway. So we just lose him a year early. But that should open up some money. Should open up a little bit of cap room if we do want to make a splash, sign somebody in free agency. Looking at the players that we have to negotiate with, Tahir Tart, now we have a little bit of money to bring him back, but he's not interested, and we are going to look to upgrade that position. Anyway, now Austin Hooper, he's not interested, but I would be willing to give him like a 2-year deal if he wants to come back and he wants to test free agency. David Long wasn't bad, but he's not interested either. I'm not having any good luck in the regular season. I'm also not having any good luck when it comes to players being interested. I guess that deals with, us losing a lot. So who wants to sign with a team that just had a 3-win season? But David Long, he had a good season. So I would be willing to give him a 2-year deal and up the money just a little bit. And we got him back. Don't want to have too many positions that we have to fix. So that's why I'm bringing him back. But everybody else, Jeff Swam actually wasn't bad, and we are losing Austin Hooper. So I would bring Jeff Swam back. Maybe our fullback, because we led the league in rushing. So I would bring him back, like on a 1-year deal. And then that should be it. So re-signing a couple of backups, guys that had, David Long is a starter. A couple of guys that had good seasons. Our fullback, he blocked for King Henry, led the league in rushing. He deserved the contract. David Long deserved the contract. Jeff Swam kind of outplayed Austin Hooper. He deserved the contract. And looking at the team now and the holes that we have to fix, Tannehill lost his depth trade too. Malik Willis is now our starter, and we will put Ryan Tannehill on the trading block. Don't know if he's going to have any value from other teams. But looking at it, offensive line, even though we're probably going to draft one, tight end, maybe receiver, and then on defense, maybe a pass rusher. All right, so people are losing depth trades this week. So Bud Dupree lost his. So, yes, pass rusher could be in play, could be our first pick. Zach Cunningham, who went up to star, lost it. Bayard kept his X factor. McCreary kept his star depth trait. And Jeff Simmons is down star. So we need D linemen. So, yeah, let's try to fix this. Let's go to free agents, see who is available. And McCole Hardman has injured. We're not going to go receiver. Let's look at tight end. So Irv Smith, young tight end for my Vikings. But he's not interested. I want to look at players that are actually interested in the team, and it doesn't look like we have any interest from any tight end. I mean, Max Williams, but it's like we're going to have to draft a tight end. Let's look at centers because we need one. I mean, Ethan Pocic does have star dev trait. Justin Britt will be like a Band-Aid, but not so much better than what Ben Jones was. Right guard, nobody there. Right tackle, nobody there. So it looks like we're going to draft an offensive lineman. And then looking at the D-line, Javon Hargrave is there. Not a scheme fit, though. Malik McDowell has interest, and he would be a scheme fit. Mo Hurst will also be a scheme fit. Which one would I rather have? Looking at right end, got Marcus Davenport. Edge rusher, we're probably going to draft. Don't need corner. Don't need safety. So I think Mo Hurst or Malik McDowell. Then I'm going to take a chance on Malik McDowell, former second-round pick for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm getting about a 2-year deal. Don't have that much money anyway. And is there anybody at tight end? I don't want to overpay for Irv Smith. Maybe we give Max Williams 2-year deal. So no big free agent signings, but some guys that can, start at least for next season, because I don't think we're going to be able to fix all of our problems in one draft, at least not this draft. So let's see if we get Malik McDowell, and it looks like we got Max Williams. So we got both of our targets, and let's go look at some of these prospects because we're going to be picking really high in the draft. All right, so we do have a quarterback scout, but I'm going to keep Malik Willis. Any fullbacks, even though I did bring our fullback back. Receiver, could get another weapon for Malik Willis. Really don't see any receivers I'm interested in, though. Tight end. There's one right here, Marquise Roth, 6'3", 247, out of Florida, and he looks good. A awareness, A catch traffic, A catch and B run block, A pass block. Okay, we might have to take him in the second round. Marquise Roth. There's another guy down here in the third round. Ted Hess has elite agility, A awareness, A run block, A pass block. What about his route running? Ooh, he might be another guy. Offensive line. McPherson is a top 5 guy, so we're going to put him on there. His run blocking is bad. A awareness, elite agility, but F run block. B pass block finesse, though. He just can't run block, and we run the ball on this team, so don't think you would be a good fit, my boy. Center. Do need a center. A run block, A awareness, scheme fit, Joey Lindsey, elite acceleration. Looks like he's the strongest center in the class. A run block, he might be the third round pick. So it looks like if we go pass rusher, tight end, and then center, is what I'm guessing we might do. But we could also take a tackle. We do need D linemen. And I always want to make sure that we hit a lot of these picks, especially with the first draft, because the first draft usually sets the tone for the rebuild, especially if we have a good draft. And I want to look at these edge rushers because now I'm kind of out on those top 5 tackles, and I think we're going to look more at the edge rushers in this class. So B block shedding, A pursuit, A tackle. Let's look at Dom Fulton. A awareness, B block shedding, C finesse, C hit power, A tackle. Don't really like the finesse moves. Look at Brian Flanagan real quick. Elite acceleration. A awareness, B play reg, A tackle. Looks like he could be good. Let's look at somebody on the defensive end spot. So one that's like a speed rusher. Zach Wiley, C block shedding, A finesse, B power. He might be the guy. B awareness though. B play reg, A finesse, B tackle. Put him on the list. So I think we're going to take an edge rusher. And then center later on, tight end later on. I think that'll be the order of the guys that we take. And I think for our focus players, we probably should focus all on the edge rusher so we know exactly which one to take. And they have us taking this one, Brian Flanagan. So I think we're going to do the 2 on the right and then the defensive end to see which one will be the better edge rusher for us. And we should be able to get that tight end and center later in the second and third round, hit all our 3 guys that we want. And let's get to the free agency recap so we can get to the draft. We're picking really high. I don't think we have a 4th or a 6th round pick. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. Mock draft 5 is out. And yeah, so it looked like we wouldn't be able to get the two top tackles anyway. So us going with an edge rusher looks more realistic right now for us. So Bud Dupree might be on his way out. Free agency recap, saw the 2 big moves that we made. But looking at the rest of the league, Jordan Poyer, who was the highest rated free agent, will be going to the Texans. Tom Brady finishing his career back with the Patriots. Odell is an Eagle. Texans spending a lot of money, of course, because I'm in the division. Jarvis Landry and Deshaun Elliott going to the Colts. So some teams in our division making big moves, making big money moves. We're going to scout the private workouts. And we're going to go with I didn't even look at that guy. Wiley, top 5. Hold on. B awareness, A finesse. Okay, I think that was the defensive end. So let's look at the right outside linebackers. It was Fulton, Flanagan, and then I think for the defensive end, it was Zach Wiley. That is right. It was him, so we'll do those 3 guys. And we'll see who is the better of the 3, and then we will make a final decision and draft them.
It's the Bears now.
So the Bears are probably going to go tackle to block for Justin Fields, and then the Texans are probably going to go tackle to block for Davis Mills, and that is exactly what happened. So that leaves us with pick 3, where we could go tackle. There is a tackle available, but now we get a better look at the edge rusher. So we have Fulton first up. He's 21 years of age. And let's see what he looks like. A awareness, B block shedding, only C finesse, C hit power, but the power moves are good. Pursuit is good. Play rec is good. Tackle is good. He is a power rusher, and we actually do need a power rusher. And then we have Brian Flanagan, who's more of a speed rusher, and he has A awareness, B hit power, A pursuit, B play rec, A tackle. What is his finesse moves? Why don't I see? All right, finesse moves is A to B. Power moves is only C to D. He's not a scheme fit, though. And then we have Wiley, who's supposed to be a top 5 talent. He only has C block shedding, B awareness, B play rate, D power moves, but A finesse moves. So I think we are going to go with Don Fulton. He's the scheme fit. 21 years of age. He's a bigger linebacker. We need bigger linebackers in this scheme. A awareness, A power moves, A pursuit, B play rate, A tackling. I think he's going to be a good pick for us. We're going to take Don Fulton. He is a hidden dev power rusher out of Texas. I think it was a smart pick. Get the top the top edge rusher. And let's see what the other teams do here in round 1. Panthers go quarterback. There's that other defensive end, and there's the run stopper defensive end. Receiver to the Lions, got a guard to the Jags. Flanagan goes to the Jets. So he went top 15. There's a tight end going to the Bucks. New receiver for Brady, back with the Patriots.
Next up, the Commanders are on the
Quarterback for the Commanders. There goes Zach Wiley, of course, our division, to the Colts.
Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock. With the next selection,
Quarterback for the Packers. Okay. And then Super Bowl champion Bengals go offensive line to protect Burrow. Now, quarterback to the Texans. Okay. We have a new quarterback who's going to compete with Davis Mills. So they go offensive line and then quarterback and going to compete with Davis Mills. But who falls to us? So we don't need safety. We don't need anybody in the secondary. There's an offensive lineman right there. Couple of first-round interior offensive linemen. There's a receiver there. Doesn't look that great. There is a defensive tackle who just looks okay. There is a nose tackle here. Now, tight end. Marquise Roth looks good. He could be a weapon for Malik Willis. We do need a defensive tackle. And Niles Gregory looks good. A block shedding, or A to C block shedding, C finesse, A power, C tackling. He looks good. C finesse, A impact blocking, C tackle, A power moves, A to C. But didn't read a lot on him. He's not a scheme fit for us. He would be a good left end for us. But I think, here's the thing, there's another tight end down the board that might be better for us. I think I'm going to take Roth. Or do we take Lindsey here? Do we take the center and then get Hess later? A pass block, A run block. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the other tight end. So we're going to go Joey Lindsey here, the center, to replace Ben Jones. He is hidden dev. Kind of a reach for him. And then with our third round pick, the other tight end should be available. So at least we get one of them. And he is. So we're going to go with Ted Hess at tight end, and he is a hidden dev trait. So we're 3 for 3 with our picks so far. All positions of need, all hidden dev traits. And now we can fill out the rest of the roster. We did not have a 4th round pick, but we do have an early 5th. And we're going to try to hit on a D lineman, maybe a middle linebacker. If we do see one, who the hell is this guy? Run stopper, could put him inside the middle linebacker. But with the young middle linebackers that we had on the practice squad, probably don't need one of those. So let's look at D-line. D block shedding, A to C, B, C, C, B. He looks okay. So we got defensive end, bunch of C's, just average. D-line, just average. Is there a receiver? Is this a trade spot because I really don't see any good value here. Not even the fullbacks, running backs don't need a quarterback. I honestly don't know what to take. Maybe this linebacker. I think I'm going to take the linebacker. Hurry, hurry, X, 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 X. Took the linebacker. Really didn't want him. We'd rather have a D lineman, but we were running out of time. And we're going to look at D-line and receive. We don't have a 6th-round pick. So, yeah, I probably should have took a D lineman or a receiver. We're going to go D lineman this time. See if we can get a steal somewhere. B to D block shed and B finesse. Don't know which D lineman to take a chance on. They all look just not even, probably like below average is what they're looking like right now. And we may have found one. And Antoine Locke. C awareness, C block shedding, A stamina, B tackling, A to C power moves. We're going to take him. Antoine Locke. He is a hidden dev, 7th-round pick, run stopper, left end. I feel like that was a steal. We get the D lineman, and I think we killed it that first draft. I think we killed it. We hit all the positions of need, got 4 dev traits out of it, and I hope we have great overalls out of it as well. But looking at it, not bad. Not bad at all. With only 5 picks to work with, I probably should have traded down in the 5th round. When we took that linebacker, we could have picked up a later 5th or even a 6th round or even a pick for next year. We probably should have, but not bad. 73 overall, edge rusher, power rusher. He's going to compete with Bud Dupree. Probably start, though, as a day one starter. I know he's going to have that tag. We get a replacement for Ben Jones, starting center to retool that offensive line, get younger, especially on the interior, to pair up with Nate Davis, and if we could develop a Dylan Redunds. Tight end, Ted Hess, even though we brought in Max Williams and we brought back Jeff Swam, he becomes the Austin Hooper replacement. And then, we missed on that pick. But the defensive end, we move into defensive tackle maybe. Maybe he will, his overall will jump up a little bit, but he has a chance to start as a rookie. And then looking at how the rest of the league did in the draft, no 80 generational type players, but 3 wide receivers, 2 in the 2nd round. Of course, 1 coming to our division. But 3 wide receivers dominating the draft for the running back. Flanagan was the better edge rusher, but I think we got the better scheme fit. And he was a hidden dev. But we got the guy that was a better scheme fit for us. And then the other only position was tight end. We chose the later one, who did have a hidden dev, but I do want to see if the guy that we passed on, if he was the better pick. Can't remember his name. It'll come to me once I see him. It was Marquise Roth. He fell to the 3rd round. He went to the Bears, and look at that. We got 2 points better. But he was hidden dev. But it looks like he was going to go in the 2nd. He fell to the 3rd round. So we would have been straight with either one. We got the better overall player. Don't know what the dev traits are yet. The other guy, Roth, could be superstar for the Bears. But at least we got a tight end that could potentially start in his rookie year. But year 1 didn't go our way. Only 3 wins. Mike Vrabel out. No vision. Duncan in. Malik Willis will be our quarterback for this next season. But that'll wrap it up for part 1 until the next episode.